Galina? Galina?
Oh, I go, okay.
Good morning, everyone. Shabbat Shalom. We're so glad to welcome family and friends and newcomers to our synagogue this morning as we celebrate with Galina as she becomes a bat mitzvah. This is happening in the context of our regular Saturday morning Shabbat service, so we ask you to participate with us, to find this book in the pews nearby or in front of you or behind you perhaps. If there isn't one nearby, you can always find one in the hallway. And you'll notice it opens from right to left, the Hebrew way. We invite you to read along with English when you're invited to, and stand when we stand, and sit when we sit. And we'd also like to, I hope each of you took a program that was provided in the hallway. It'll explain some of the things that are going on this morning. I'd also like to ask at this time if you would turn off your cell phones. You won't need it this morning. We don't allow pictures to be taken during the service, we also would like to ask that even though you probably feel like applauding at some point in time, that you not applaud, because this is a worship service this morning. I'm Rabbi Feingold, and we're always delighted to see newcomers in our midst this morning. We're going to begin with a song that is not in your prayer book. It's called Bim Bam. That's two of the words that are in it. They don't mean anything. And then Shabbat Shalom, which means Sabbath peace. And you'll hear people say that to each other this morning. Shabbat Shalom. We wish each other a day of peace on this day of rest, Shabbat. Bim bam, bim 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 bam, bim 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 bam, bim bam, bim 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 bam, bim 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 bam. Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat 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 Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat, 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 Shalom. Shabbat, 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 Shalom. Shabbat, 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 Shalom. Shabbat, Shalom. Shabbat, Shalom. Shabbat, 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 Shalom. Shabbat, Shalom. Shabbat, Shalom. Shabbat, 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 Shabbat. Shalom. And we continue in the prayer book way at the back, one of the songs, page 646. You'll find there Mitzvah, Goreret Mitzvah. It's a favorite of Galina's. It means one mitzvah or commandment leads to another, and Avira, Goreret Avira, and one sin leads to another. And the important thing is to do the right thing, to be a righteous person. Mitzvah, goreret mitzvah, avera, goreret avera, mitzvah, goreret mitzvah, goreret mitzvah, ya la 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 la. Let's try that. Mitzvah, goreret mitzvah, avera, goreret avera, mitzvah, goreret mitzvah, goreret mitzvah. Ya la 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 la. Lehiot tzadik zeto zeto. Lehiot tzadik zema zet. Tov me od mitzvah goreret mitzvah. Avera goreret avera. Mitzvah goreret mitzvah. Goreret mitzvah, ya la 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 la. Now we turn to our Shabbat morning service, page 288, at the bottom of the page, and we begin thanking God for giving us this new day of life. Moda ani lefanecha, or Moda ani lefanecha. Moda ani lefanecha. continue on page 287. So yes, we're going back one page as we read responsively at the bottom of the page. We give thanks to you, O God, for this Shabbat day, which unites us as a community of faith and hope. For the holiness of Shabbat, which can lead us to fulfill the best that is in us, we give thanks. For the memories of Shabbat, enriched by generations of our people who observed it and from it drew courage to face hardship and light to banish darkness, we are grateful. We offer thanks for the peace of Shabbat, the day consecrated to family love. O God, our turning to you exalts our humanity. You are the joy of our life, the source of its greatness, its power, and its beauty. Help us, O God, to find inspiration for the coming week. Help us to find peace within ourselves and one another. We continue on 290 as we join in Matovu. Matovu, Ohalecha, Yaakov, Ohalecha, Yaakov, Mishkanotecha, Yisrael. Matovu, Ohalecha, Yaakov, Ohalecha, Yaakov, Mishkanotecha, Yisrael. Vani berov chastecha avo beitecha eshtachaveh el heichal kodshecha yiratecha. Matovu, Ohalecha, Yaakov, Ohalecha, Yaakov, Mishkanotecha, Yisrael. Matovu, Ohalecha, Yaakov, Ohalecha, Yaakov, Mishkanotecha, Yisrael. Vani tefilati lecha, Adonai et ratzon. Elohim berov chastecha, aneni be'emet ishecha. Matovu, Ohalecha, Yaakov, Ohalecha, Yaakov, Mishkanotecha, Yisrael. Page 291. Blessed are you, Adonai, our God, sovereign of the universe. With divine wisdom you have made our bodies, combining veins, arteries, and vital organs into a finely balanced network. Wondrous maker and sustainer of life, were one of them to fail, how well we are aware, we would lack the strength to sustain life before you. Baruch ata Adonai ofecho basar umafli la'asot. And we continue on 292 as we join in the blessing for our souls. Elohai, Elohai, Neshama, Shenatata bi tehorahi. Elohai, Elohai, Neshama. ata birata, ata yitzarta, ata nefachta bi, ve'ata mishamra, mishamra bikirbi. Elohai, Elohai, neshama, shenatata bi tehorahi. We continue on pages 293 and following as we thank God for everyday miracles, chanting in the Hebrew and the English. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, who has given the mind the ability to distinguish day from night. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, who opens the eyes of the blind. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, who frees the captive. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, who lifts up the fallen. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, who stretches the earth over the waters. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, who strengthens our steps. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, who clothes the naked. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, who gives strength to the weary. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, who removes sleep from the eyes, slumber from the eyelids. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, who made me in the image of God. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, who has made me free. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, who has made me a Jew. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, who girds Israel with strength. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, who crowns Israel with splendor. We continue on 298. Continue with Elu Devarim She'ein Lahem Shiur. This is a list of deeds of kindness, commandments from our tradition that we are asked to do every day as often as we can, and you can never do them too often. Elu Devarim She'ein Lahem Shiur. Elu Devarim She'ein Lahem Shiur. Elu Devarim She'ein Lahem Shiur. Ve'elu Hein Kibud Ava'im Ugemilut Chasadim Vehashkamat Beit HaMidrash Shacharit ve'aravit Elu Devarim She'ein Lahem Shiur. Elu Devarim She'ein Lahem Shiur. Elu Devarim She'ein Lahem Shiur. Ve'elu Hein Behachnasat orchim Uvikur cholim Behachnasat kala Ulvayat hamed Bi'un tfilah Ve'iyun tfilah Ve'havat shalom Bein adam lechaviro V'tamud Torah K'neged kulam V'tamud Torah K'neged kulam V'tamud דברים שאין להם שיעור, אלו דברים שאין להם שיעור, אלו דברים שאין להם שיעור, אלו הם. 302. Mizmor Shir L'Yom HaShabbat, the Psalm for Shabbat. Mizmor Shir L'Yom HaShabbat, Tov Lehodot L'Adonai, U'Lezamer L'Shimcha Elyon, U'Lezamer L'Shimcha Elyon, L'Hagid Baboker Chastecha, Ve'emunatcha Baleilot, Alei Asor Ve'alei Navel Alei Higayon Bechinor. Mizmor Shir L'Yom HaShabbat, Tov Lehodot L'Adonai, U'Lezamer L'Shimcha Elyon, U'Lezamer L'Shimcha Elyon. Ki simachtani Adonai b'poalecha, b'maasei yadecha aranei. Ma gadlu maasecha Adonai me'od, ameku machshevotecha. Mizmor Shir L'Yom HaShabbat, Tov Lehodot L'Adonai, U'Lezamer L'Shimcha Elyon, U'Lezamer L'Shimcha Elyon. We continue on 303 and 304 as we chant in the Hebrew Ashrei responsively. Ashrei Yoshvei Veitecha, Od Yehalelucha Selah, Ashrei ha'am shekaha lo, Ashrei ha'am shadonai Elohav, Tehillah leDavid, Aromimcha Elohai hamelech, Va'avarcha shimcha le'olam va'ed, B'chol yom avarcheka, Ve'ahalala shimcha le'olam va'ed, Gadol Adonai u'mehulal me'od, Ve'ligdulato ein cheker, Dor ledor yeshabach ma'asecha, ugevurotecha yagidu, hadar kevod hodecha, v'divrei niflotecha asicha, ve'ezuz norotecha yomeru, ugedulatecha asaprena, zecherav tuvecha yabiu, v'tzidkatecha yiranenu, chanun v'rachum Adonai, Erech Apayim U'Gedol Chesed, Tov Adonai Lakol, V'Rachamav Al Kol Ma'asav, Yoducha Adonai Kol Ma'asecha, V'Chasidecha Yevarchucha, Kavod Malchutecha Yomeru, U'Gevuratecha Yedaberu, Lehodia Livnei Ha'adam Gevurotav, U'Chavod Hadar Malchuto. Malchutecha malchut kol olamim, umemshaltecha bechol dor vador. Somech Adonai lechol hanoflim, v'zokef lechol hakefufim. Einei chol elecha yesaberu, ve'ata noten lahem et ochlam be'ito. Poteach et yadecha, umasbia lechol chai ratzon. Tzadik Adonai bechol derachav, v'chasid bechol ma'asav. Karov Adonai lechol korav, lechol asher yikra'uhu ve'emet. Ritzon yire'av ya'aseh, ve'et shavatam yishma ve'yoshi'em. Shomer Adonai et kol ohavav, ve'et kol haresha'im yashmid. Tehillat Adonai yedaber pi, vivarech kol basar, shem kodsho leolam va'ed, ואנחנו נברך יה מעתה ועד עולם. Hallelujah. And now I'd like to call up Galina to help lead the service and call up her mom and dad, Rachel and Rory Solomon, to present her with her talit. This is the blessing.
Galina, you're finally getting to do another thing that yet I have not done, which is have my own talit. Many years may this blessing grace you. Many years may you keep in the Jewish faith. You know of my love for you and our love of Torah, our love of learning and of books. The Torah is the ultimate book for you to learn from. I love you.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kishanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu l'tzivah
Heat, taste.
l'hitev b'tzitzit.
Amen. That's lovely. Okay. No, you're staying up here. We turn to page 312 as we rise for Chatzi Kaddish, Reader's Kaddish. You don't need that. So. You don't need that mic. Come stand over here.
Yikra v'yikara shemei rabba
Amen.
b'yama divra hirte yamlich malchute
B'chayechon u'vyomechon u'v'chaye dechol Beit Yisrael
ba'agala uvizman kariv v'imru.
Amen.
Yehei shmei rabba mivarach na'alam ulam me'almaya yitbarach yitbarach v'yishtabash v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh v'yithadar v'yithaleh v'yithalal shmei dekudasha
Barichu.
le'elan mikol v'chata v'shirata tushbechata v'nehemata Dan min rad bi'alma v'yamaru.
Amen. Am I awake? Am I prepared? Are you listening to my prayer? Can you hear my voice? Can you understand? Am I awake? Am I prepared? Baruch Hu et Adonai HaMevorach. Baruch Adonai HaMevorach le'olam va'ed. Le'olam va'ed. Yadadai, dadai, 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 yadadai, dadai.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam yotzer or uvoreh kosher oseh shalom uvoreh et hakol. Hama'ir la'aretz v'ladarim aleha
berachamim uftuvo mechadesh b'chol yom tamid ma'aseh v'reishit ma rabu ma'asecha Adonai kulam b'chochma asita mal'a ha'aretz kinyanecha titbarach Adonai Eloheinu al shevach ma'aseh yadecha ve'al me'orei or she'asita yefa'arucha sela or chadash al Tzion ta'ir ונזכה כולנו מהרה לאורו. ברוך אתה אדוני יוצר המאורות.
Please turn to page 317. Responsively, O God, inspiration and guide for all, you have spoken in 1,000 tongues for us to hear. In every land and every age, your children have heard you and imagined you in separate ways. And yet, O God, you are one, unifier of humanity.
We give thanks for the sages and teachers who bring us understanding of your will. Gratefully we recall the lawgivers and prophets, the psalmists and sages of Israel. And joyfully we remember that from the dawn of Israel's life, we would turn to you and find purpose.
May the teachings of our ancestors live on in our minds, and may their passions for their righteousness stir in our hearts. Help us to live so that our daily conduct reveals the beauty and wisdom of your truth.
Baruch atah Adonai, habocher be'amo Yisrael be'ahava. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai echad. 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 Baruch Shem Kevod Baruto Le'olam Va'ed.
Please be seated. Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha
b'chol levacha u'v'chol nafshecha u'v'chol me'odecha v'hayu hadvarim ha'ele asher anochi mitzavecha hayom al levavecha v'shinanta levanecha v'dibarta bam b'shivtecha b'beitecha uv'lechtecha b'derech uv'shokbecha uv'kumecha ukshartam le'ot al yadecha v'hayu letotafot bein einecha uchtavtam al mezuzot beitecha uvisharecha leman tizkeru v'asitem et kol mitzvotai b'tem kedoshim lelohechem ani Adonai Elohechem asher hotzeiti etchem me'eretz Mitzrayim lehiot lachem le'elohim ani
Adonai
Elohechem. Emet.
Please turn to page 321. Sing the song of men and women, joined in understanding and respect, the song of God's miracle, an earth protected and cherished, a gift for our children and the generations to come. The song of a land once ravished by war, now quiet and content, her soldiers home to leave no more. The song of a world redeemed, the song of peace.
Mi hamocha ba'elim Adonai, mi hamocha nedar b'kodesh, nora tehilot osei felech, nora tehilot osei felech. Shir chadasha, shir gehulim, l'shimcha aspat hayam, yachad kulam hodu v'hiliku v'amiru.
Adonai yimloch le'olam va'ed. Adonai Yimloch Leolam Va'ed. Rock of Israel, rise in support of Israel and redeem Judah and Israel as you promised. Our Redeemer is Adonai Sivatar is your name. Blessed are you, Adonai, for redeeming Israel.
Baruch atah Adonai, Ga'al Yisrael.
Please rise for the tefillah. Adonai Sivatatita Ufi Yagid Tehilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu ve'Elohei avoteinu ve'imotenu, Elohei Abraham, Elohei Yitzchak, ve'Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, ve'Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibur v'Hanorah, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, V'Koneh HaKol, V'Zocher Chasdei Avo v'Imaho, Umevi Geula Livnei V'neihem, L'man Shemo Be'ava, Melech Ozer U'Moshia U'Magen, Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Abraham ve'Ezrat Sarah. Atah Gibor le'olam Adonai, Mechaye hakol atarav lehoshia, Morid hatal, Mechalkel chaim b'chesed, Mechaye hakol b'rachamim rabim, Somech noflim, V'rofeh cholim, Umatir asurim, Umevim emunato lishnei afar. Mi chamocha ba'al gevurot, Umido melach, Melech memit u'mechaye, Umatzmiach Yeshua, V'ne'eman atah lahachayot hakol, Baruch atah Adonai, Mechaye hakol. Nekadesh et shimcha ba'olam, Ki sheshet yamishim oto b'shmei marom, Kakatzuv al yad neviecha, V'kala ze'ezeh amar, Kadosh, 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 Adonai Tzevaot, Melech kol haaretz, Kivodo. Adir, Adirenu, Adonai, Adonenu, Adir, Shimcha b'chol haaretz, Baruch Kivod Adonai Mimkomo. Echad Eloheinu, Hu Avinu, Hu Malkeinu, Hu Mosheinu, V'hu Yashmienu, B'rakamav le'enei kol chai. Ani Adonai Elohei, Yimloch Adonai le'olam, Elohai Tznitziyom, Lador Vador, Hallelujah. Lador, Lador,
Nagid God lecha, Ulenetzach netzachim kedushacha naqdish, V'shivchacha Eloheinu, mipinu lo yamush le'olam.
seated. We continue on 329.
ישמחו במלכותך, שומרי 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 שבת וקורא עונג שבת. ישמחו במלכותך, שומרי 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 שבת וקורא עונג שבת. מקדשי שביעי שבת, כולם יספרו ויתענגו מטובך שבת. ישמחו במלכותך, שומרי 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 שבת וקורא עונג שבת. ישמחו במלכותך, שומרי 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 שבת וקורא עונג שבת. והשביעי רצית בו וקידשתו שבת. חמדת ימים אותו קראת שבת. ישמחו במלכותך, שומרי 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 שבת וקורא עונג שבת. ישמחו במלכותך, שומרי 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 שבת וקורא עונג שבת. זכר למעשה בראשית שבת. זכר למעשה בראשית שבת. ישמחו במלכותך, שומרי 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 שבת וקורא עונג שבת. ישמחו במלכותך, שומרי 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 שבת וקורא עונג שבת.
Together, the meaning of Shabbat is to celebrate time rather than space. 6 days a week, we live under the tyranny of things of space. On Shabbat, we try to become attuned to the holiness and time. It is a day on which we are called upon to share in what is eternal in time, to turn from the results of creation to the mystery of creation, from the world of creation to the creation of the world. Baruch atah Adonai Mekadesh HaShabbat. Responsively, on this Shabbat day, as you graciously receive our prayers, help us to hear your call. Grant us enough health to fulfill our duties and the compassion we need to attend to others.
Teach us humility that we may perceive our own faults, and grant us the wisdom to be forgiving of others. Give us the courage to be true to our highest selves, and the charity to see the best in those around us.
Give us patience enough not to become discouraged, hope enough to overcome all fears for the future, and faith enough to know your presence. O source of blessing, look us with favor upon us. May our offerings be acceptable to you. Baruch atah Adonai,
Levadecha b'yirah na'avod. And at this time, we call up Cousin Ben Gasser to join us on the bima as we turn to page 332. You're going to say this when he gets up here. You can stand over here. Okay, you move over. Okay. And give him the book. Reading this and all the way to here. Okay. And you're supposed to say that. No.
Please join me in the Hebrew responses below.
Okay. Go ahead. For the expanding.
For the expanding grandeur of creation, worlds known and unknown, galaxies beyond galaxies, filling us with awe and challenging our imaginations.
Modim anachnu lach.
For this fragile planet Earth, its times and tides, its sunsets and seasons.
Modim anachnu lach.
For the joy of human life, its wonders and surprises, its hopes and achievements.
Modim anachnu lach.
For human community, our common past and future hope, our oneness transcending all separation, our capacity to work for peace and justice in the midst of hostility and oppression.
Modim anachnu lach.
For high hopes and noble causes, for faith without fanaticism, for understanding of views not shared.
Modim anachnu lach.
For all who have labored and suffered for a fairer world, who have lived so that others might live in dignity and freedom.
Modim anachnu lach.
For human liberties and sacred rights, for opportunities to change and grow, to affirm and choose.
Modim anachnu lach.
We pray that we may live not by our fears, but by our hopes, not by our words, but by our deeds.
Baruch atah Adonai hatov shimcha ulecha na'el lahodot. Thank you very much. Sim shalom tova uvracha chen v'chesed v'rachamim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael amecha barcheinu yotzreinu kulanu ke'echad be'or panecha ki be'or panecha natata lanu Adonai Eloheinu. Sim shalom tova uvracha chen v'chesed v'rachamim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael amecha Torat chaim ve'ahavat chesed u'tzedaka uveracha v'rachamim ve'chaim ve'shalom. Sim shalom tova uvracha chen v'chesed v'rachamim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael amecha v'tov be'einecha levarech et amacha Yisrael b'chol eit uv'chol sha'a b'shlomecha. Sim shalom tova uvracha chen v'chesed v'rachamim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael amecha. Baruch atah Adonai hamivarech et amo Yisrael b'shalom.
Please pray silently. Meditations can be found on pages 335 through 337.
page 337.
Ose shalom bimromav, hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu, v'al kol Yisrael, v'imru amen. Ya'aseh shalom, ya'aseh shalom, shalom aleinu, v'al kol Yisrael. Ya'aseh shalom, ya'aseh shalom, shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael. Ya'aseh shalom, ya'aseh shalom, shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael. Ya'aseh shalom, ya'aseh shalom, shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael. Ya'aseh shalom, ya'aseh shalom, shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael.
Torah service. We continue now with the Torah service, page 362. I ask that you all rise as we take the Torah from the ark. This is where your folks come up and your grandparents. Come up. Please join us up here. Ein kamocha Elohim Adonai ve'ein kema'asecha malchutcha malchut kol olamim umemshaltecha bechol dor v'ador Adonai melech Adonai malach Adonai imloch le'olam va'ed Adonai oz le'amo yitain Adonai yevarech et amo v'shalom. Page 364. Ki mitzion tetzeh Torah, Ki mitzion tetzeh Torah, Udvar Adonai mi'Yerushalayim. In this scroll is the secret of our people's life from Sinai until now. Its teaching is love and justice, goodness and hope. Freedom is its gift to all who treasure it. Baruch Shenatan Torah Torah. Baruch Shenatan Torah Torah. Le'amo Yisrael B'Kdushato. You can stay and come in close, please. Moshe Kibel Torah Sinai. Moses received the Torah at Mount Sinai and passed it on to Joshua. Joshua passed it on to the elders. The elders passed it on to the prophets, and the prophets passed it on to the sages of the Great Assembly. The Torah has been passed on from generation to generation till it's reached our own day. And so today, Galina, you receive the Torah as we pass it from grandparents to parents to you, in the hope and the prayer that you too will pass the Torah on to all who follow you. I'm going to take it back so she can just touch it. Okay. And you hold it and pass it, put it on her shoulder this way. Turn it this way. There you go. And we all go and stand at the step.
Got it? Yeah.
Please. We continue on 366. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Hear, O Israel, Adonai is our God. Adonai is one. Echad Eloheinu, Gadol Adonenu, Kadosh Shemo. We turn toward the ark. Gadlul Adonai iti, uneromima Shemo yachdav. Lecha Adonai hagedula v'hagevura v'hatiferet v'hanetzach v'hahod ki chol v'shamayim uva'aretz ki chol v'shamayim uva'aretz Lecha Adonai hamamlacha v'amit naseh lechol rosh ki chol v'shamayim uva'aretz ki chol v'shamayim uva'aretz Lecha Adonai. You're going to undress the Torah. Hamamlacha v'amit naseh lechol rosh. Al shlosha devarim, al shlosha devarim, al shlosha devarim, ha'olam omed. Al shlosha devarim, to the chair. Al shlosha devarim, al shlosha devarim, ha'olam omed. Al haTorah ve'al ha'avodah ve'al gemilut chasadim. Take the yad. Al haTorah ve'al ha'avodah ve'al gemilut chasadim. Al shlosha devarim. Al shlosha devarim. Al shlosha devarim. Ha'olam omed. Please be seated. The Torah portion for this Shabbat is B'ha'alotecha. We're going to be reading from Numbers chapter 12. So if you would like to follow along, you may find either this red Eitz Chaim Torah commentary in the seats nearby, or there's a blue one that doesn't have a flame on the cover, the Hertz Chumash. You can find it in either one of these books. If you're in the red book, page 833. And if you're in the blue one, it's page 618. So 618 in the Hertz Chumash and 833 in the Eitz Chaim, the red one. Galina chose to talk this morning about the story that I'm going to be reading. It's about Moses being criticized by his siblings, Miriam and Aaron, for, at least for one thing the Torah tells us, is for marrying a Cushite woman. But there seem to be other things going on in terms of the relationship between the three of them that Galina is going to speak about a little bit later. To honor Galina as she becomes a bat mitzvah this morning, we're going to be calling up members of her family to honor them with the Torah blessing, or the Aliyah. For the first Aliyah, we call to the Torah cousin Ann Meyer and cousin Jack Meyer. Ta'amod Chana bat Ze'ev Wolf HaKohen, Ya'amod Yaakov David ben Yaakov v'Chana.
Baruch Adonai Hamvorach.
Baruch Adonai Hamivorach Leolam Va'ed.
Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu Melech HaOlam, Asher Baharbanu Mikol Ha'amim, V'natan Lanu Et Torato, Baruch atah Adonai, noten haTorah.
Amen. ותדבר מרים ואהרון במשה על אודות האישה הכושית אשר לקח, כי אישה כושית לקח. ויאמרו הרק במשה דיבר אדוני, הלא גם בנו דיבר וישמע אדוני. והאיש משה ענב מאוד מכל האדם אשר על פני האדמה.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher natan lanu Torah emet, v'haye olam nata betochenu. Baruch atah Adonai, noten haTorah.
Eshkol, come stand on my left. For the second Aliyah, we call to the Torah Galina's grandparents, Rudolph and Barbara Weinstein. Ya'amod Reuven ben Herschel v'Bessi, ta'amod Bela Sarah bat Baruch uzahava, ya'amdu shenit.
Up here. All right. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher bokar banu likol ha'amim, v'no Torah es Torato.
Baruch atah Adonai,
Echad Torah.
Amen. Vayomer Adonai pidom El Moshe ve'Aharon ve'el Miriam צאו שלושתכם אל אוהל מועד ויצאו שלושתם וירד אדוני בעמוד ענן ויעמוד פתח האוהל ויקרא אהרון ומרים ויצאו שניהם ויאמר שמעונה דברי אם יהיה נביאכם אדוני במראה אליו אתוודה בחלום אדבר בו. Blessing after.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher notan lanu Torah emet v'chaye olanu nata v'korenu Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Shkoach to you and come and stand on my left.
And on your left, I will hobble over.
Okay, you may. Take your time. For the third Aliyah, we call to the Torah Galina's parents, Rachel and Rory Solomon. Ta'amod Rachel Miriam bat Reuven ubela Sarah. Ya'amod Suriel Yitzchak ben Herschel v'Sharon. Ya'amdu Shlishit.
Baruch et Adonai Hamavorach.
Baruch Adonai HaMevorach le'olam va'ed.
Baruch Adonai Hamavorach le'olam va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech ha'olam asher bachar banu mikol ha'amim v'natan lanu et Torato. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen. Lochein abdi Moshe b'chol beiti ne'eman hu peh el peh adaber bo umarav elo b'chidot utmuat Adonai yabit umadua lo yiritem ledaber be'abdi b'Moshe vayicharaf Adonai bam vayelach והענן סר מעל האוהל והנה מרים מצורעת כשלג ויפן אהרון אל מרים והנה מצורעת.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam Asher natan lanu toret emet, v'achei olam nata botechenu, Baruch atah Adonai, noten haTorah.
Amen. Yeshkoach. Yeshkoach. Stand on my left, please. And now, on the occasion of her becoming a bat mitzvah, we call to the Torah Galina Marissa Solomon. Ta'amod Zahava Malka Bat Suriel Yitzchak Berachel Miriam. Ya Ta'amod Habat Mitzvah. Where's the blessing? Right? Just let them.
Baruch et Adonai HaMevorach.
Baruch Adonai HaMevorach Leolam Va'ed.
Baruch Adonai HaMevorach Le'olam Va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bachar banu mikol ha'amim v'natan lanu et Torato. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen.
Amen. Vayomer Adonai El Moshe ve'aviha yarok yarak befanecha halot tikalem shivat yamim tisager shivat yamim mihutz lamachane ve'achar te'asef v'tisager Miriam Mihutz lamachane shivat yamim v'ha'am lo nasa ad he'asef Miriam v'achar nasu ha'am mechatzerot v'yachanu b'midbar paran. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher natan lanu Torah emet v'hayei olam nata betochenu. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Turn towards your parents. Rachel, you're going to read this prayer that you picked. Come this way so she can get near the mic. Okay.
May you live to see your world fulfilled. May your destiny be for worlds still to come. And may you trust in generations past and yet to be. May your heart be filled with intuition and your words be rich in understanding. May songs of praise ever be upon your tongue and your vision clarify a straight path before you. May your eyes shine with the light of the Torah and your face reflect the brightness of the heavens. May your lips ever speak wisdom and your fulfillment be in righteousness, even as you ever yearn to hear the words of the Ancient One of Holiness.
You can do hugs and kisses if you want.
Oops, my bad.
Hit Mike.
I squished it.
All right. And now we call upon cousins Jack Meyer and Jessica Meyer to have the honors of Hagba, lifting the Torah, and Galila, dressing the Torah. Yaakov David ben Yaakov v'Chana, Yiska Zahava bat Yaakov v'Chana. Please rise. And you do this. Okay, I'll take this. Hold on. There you go. V'zot HaTorah asher sam Moshe Livnei b'nei Yisrael al pi Adonai b'yad Moshe. V'zot HaTorah asher sam Moshe, nice and tight, Livnei b'nei, oh now this, Yisrael al pi Adonai b'yad Moshe. Romemu Adonai Eloheinu v'hishtachavu l'har kodsho. Romemu Adonai Eloheinu v'hishtachavu lehar kodsho. Ki kadosh Adonai Eloheinu romemu. I'll fix that. Ki kadosh Adonai Eloheinu romemu. Romemu Adonai Eloheinu v'hishtachavu v'har kodsho. Romemu Adonai Eloheinu v'hishtachavu v'har kodsho. Please be seated. Shakoach to you. Sit back comfortably. I'll turn this around for you. You good? We continue now in our prayer books on page 371 as we join in the Mishaberach, the prayer for those in need of healing. As we recite the Mishaberach this morning, we think of congregation members who are in need of healing. Larry Alexander, Lisa Alexander, Leah Michal Bat Rezel Chaya, Terry Thornton, Sarah Bat Abraham Besarah, Skelly Warren, Yaakov Ben Yaakov, Stephen St. Amand, Chagai, Mibet Abraham Besarah, Mary Beth Mikrut, Esther Bat Abraham Besarah, William Jewell, Yisrael Ben Abraham Besarah. Family of Galina's family would also like to remember this morning those who couldn't be here but for ill health. Bill Gasser, great uncle, Chuck Gasser, cousin, Janice Firth, cousin, and Estrella Suarez, family friend. If there are others you would like to mention who are in need of healing, please do so at this time. Any others? We also pray for healing for those who struggle against addiction and alcoholism, and we pray for courage for those in recovery as we join together praying for renewal of body and renewal of spirit. Mishaberach Avotenu Mekor habracha le'imotenu. May the source of strength who bless the ones before us help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say Amen. Mishaberach imotenu mikor habracha le'avotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say Amen. And now we invite Galina up again to share with us. Don't forget this little piece here too.
I will now read my own. I will now read my own translation of the Torah portion. Numbers, chapter 12, verse 14 through 16. And Adonai said to Moses, and her father spat on her face, will she not be shamed for 7 days? be closed out for 7 days from outside the camp. Afterward she will be gathered. And Miriam was closed from outside of the camp for 7 days, and the people didn't travel until Miriam was gathered. And afterward the people traveled from Hazarot and camped in the wilderness of Paran. I will now read the Haftarah from the book of Zechariah. It can be found on page 837 in the red Eitz Hayim Kumash, and on page 620 in the blue Hertz Kumash. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bachar b'nvi'im tovim v'ratza v'divrechem hane'eman be'emet. Baruch atah Adonai habocher b'Torah uv'Moshe avdo uv'Yisrael amo uv'nvi'eh ha'emet v'tzedek. Amen. Roni v'simki bat Zion ki hineniva v'shtachanti v'tochech ne'um Adonai v'nilvuhu goyim rabim el Adonai bayom hahu v'hayu lihi le'am v'shachanti v'tochech v'yada ki Adonai sevaot shalachani elaich v'achal Adonai et Yehuda helcho al admat hakodesh uvachar od b'Yerushalayim. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam sur kol ha'omim sadik b'kol hadorot ha'el ha'ne'eman ha'omer v'oseh hamdaber umkayem shekol devarav emet v'tzedek al ha'torah v'al ha'avodah v'al ha'nevi'im v'al yom ha'shabbat hazeh shenatata lanu Adonai Eloheinu likdusha v'limnucha lichavod ultifaret al hakol Adonai Eloheinu anachnu modim lach umvarchim otach yiparach shimcha befi kol hai tamid l'olam va'ed baruch atah Adonai mechadesh hashabbat.
Amen. Yasher koach. Thank you for reading us your. No, you stay here while I talk to you.
Okay.
You always want to run away.
Yeah.
So I wanted to say Yasher koach to you for reading Torah, Haftarah, all those things that you worked on for so long. You mastered them, and we are so proud of you today. And thank you also for sharing with us your translation of the Torah portion. Yasher koach. Now you can go.
Yeah.
And we are going to turn in our prayer books to 376 and 377 with prayers for our nation and for Israel. First, for our country. O guardian of life and liberty, may our nation always merit your protection. Teach us to give thanks for what we have by sharing it with those in need. Keep our eyes open to the wonders of creation and alert to the care of the earth. May we never be lazy in the work of peace. May we honor those who have died in defense of our ideals. Together, grant our leaders wisdom and forbearance. May they govern with justice and compassion. Help us all to appreciate one another and to respect the many ways that we may serve you. May our homes be safe from affliction and strife, and our country be sound in body and spirit. Amen. And page 377 for the state of Israel. Sha'alu shalom Yerushalayim, Yishlayu Havayich. Pray for the peace of Jerusalem. May those who love you prosper. And we return now to 374 as we rise to return the Torah to the ark. Odo al eretz v'sham Tehillah lechol chasidav, livnei Israel am kirovo. Hallelujah, hallelujah. For I have given you good instruction. Do not abandon my Torah. Eitz chaim hi lamachazikim ba v'tomecheha meushar deracheha darchei noam v'chol netivoteha shalom. Hashivenu Adonai Elecha Benashuva Chadesh Chadesh Yameinu Chadesh Yameinu Kekedem. No, not yet, not yet. Yashikoach. You're going to, please be seated. You're going to give your speech now. Do that at the end after Elena. Nice and slow. Okay.
This Torah portion, this Shabbat, describes the menorah. God tells the Jewish people that the Levite tribe will become assistants of the priests. We learn the laws of the firstborn in Passover. The Israelites in the world complain multiple times about food, and a fire breaks out. The council of 70 elders is made. Moses decides to marry a Cushite woman. Miriam and Aaron complains, and Miriam gets leprosy. This part of the Torah portion that really interested me was Miriam and Aaron talking against Moses. They may have been upset with Moses, but he was their brother. I would think that they would be happy and proud of him. I thought they would be more empathetic towards him. He was leading a massive group of people and doing a good job. There is a response from an Israeli interpreter. Her name is Nahama Lebowitz. The reason I like her response the most is because she says the reason Miriam and Aaron talked against Moses is because they were jealous. Lebowitz states, the desire to make the great person small, to blacken the reputation of the famous, to belittle the character of the good person, and minimize any symptom of human greatness is prevalent among the small-minded. Those who prey on human weakness, those who themselves fail to achieve any heights of greatness or heroism. We've all been in situations where a person was critical of another person in a group, and like in this story, it comes from a place of jealousy. A person in my friend group was always tearing the other people down. The story in this Torah makes me think that she did that because she was jealous, but my friends and I stood up to her. At one point, our other friends were listening to her belittling us, and it really hurt. The actions of Miriam and Aaron towards Moses seem like middle school behavior. It surprises us, although adults can act like that too. I think the lesson of this story is that tearing down the character of another person doesn't make your position any better. In fact, it makes it worse. Therefore, we should treat other people with decency and respect. The meaning of a bat mitzvah. To me, a bat mitzvah means that I'm becoming a Jewish adult, stepping into the community, and drinking wine for the first time. I can read out of the Torah, and I can wear a talit. I asked my mom many times if I could get out of having a bat mitzvah. This has taken a lot of time out of my life and stopped me from doing many things good and bad. Now, a normal person would say it was worth it, but as many of you know, I'm not normal. It was really fun trying to learn the Torah portion, and that's not sarcasm. I like the thrill of saying I can read without vowels. If I hadn't had a bat mitzvah, I would have never learned my favorite prayer, the blessing after the Haftarah. Deeds of kindness. For my Gemilut Chasadim, Deeds of Kindness project, I repaired the High Holiday books. This was an act of kindness for the temple. The reason this was a deed of kindness was because the books are getting old and they have dedication plates in them. After many uses, the plates are falling out. I put them back in. Something I learned, which I think is really important, is we need to fix holy items when they become damaged. I think that this is important because we might not always have these things, so it's important to keep them nice. Tzedakah portion. For my bat mitzvah, I am donating a portion of the gifts I received to a charity of my choice. For my charity, I chose Fat Cat Rescue Inc. I chose this place because I think fat cats are adorable, and they deserve better. All cats deserve better, and fat cats help all their cats. Their goal is to make the cats they rescue big and healthy, sometimes fat. Then they help them find their forever homes. Thank yous. First off, thank you for coming on my big day. Thank you for supporting me. Now I want to have a big thank you to these people. To my mom for raising me to be the little midget I am. You are always taking care of me first and being there for me. Bubsy for giving me your wisdom and just listening to me yabber. Zadie for always being willing to share a bag of popcorn with me and falling asleep on the couch and not getting mad when you wake up with a Pringle in your mouth. Brooklyn for reaching the top shelves for me, and thank you for allowing me to vent to you about stuff even though you had no idea how to help. Thank you, Rabbi, for pushing me to do this, and even sometimes when I didn't do my homework, I was scared to come. I still appreciate what you did to help me. Thank you to all my teachers and tutors. Big thanks to Mira and Vita, who came early and stayed late, squeezed in extra time just for me. Understanding people is a big thing. Most people I know didn't have to prepare for a bat mitzvah. That's why I'm thanking Quinn for being my friend through this and having a bat mitzvah. Thank you for understanding me and helping me with my homework. Or was it the other way around? Thank you, everyone. Oh, and I want to say, check the back of the pamphlets. There's an amazing picture of me. Okay, I'm done.
Stay there. Oh, come up.
Green. Anyone surprised? First, I'd like to thank all of the people who have made this day possible for Galina. Rabbi Feingold, the guidance and teaching that you have provided to all the kids is truly amazing and appreciated. I'm honestly just a little envious of the education and guidance that you've given to Galina and the kids. She looks up to you more than you can possibly imagine. It's actually kind of funny when she thinks she might disappoint you, and she goes, Rabbi's gonna kill me, I didn't do my homework, and she gets like nuts. It's just hysterical. So you need to know that you truly bring out the best in these kids, and I thank you from the bottom of my heart for that support. To Galina's tutors, Vita and Mira, who are out there somewhere, you each gave Galina an amazing amount of confidence. Your patience and determination for Galina to shine on this important day in her life is appreciated in leaps and bounds. Have I said I'm envious? Just checking. To all the friends that have come from various areas of the country to celebrate with us, your presence helps to make this day special. Thank you for being here. Thank you for loving us and caring for us enough to make this journey and be here today. To the Beth Hillel community, I can't tell you how much Galina and I value being among you. This congregation is what a religious community should strive to be. This is my second family. Thank you. Mom, Dad, you've been there for both of us through thick and thin. Your guidance, love, and support means the world to us. We both love you more than you can imagine, more than 3,000. This is the part where we tell Mom, don't cry. Galina.
You're already crying.
I don't have to tell you how much I love you. I think you already know how amazed I am by you. Your spirit of generosity, your intellect, the way you live your life. From the moment that I found out that I was pregnant with you, my life has been centered around you. For those who would like to know, she was born next door. Today, your achievements awe me and let me know that as a parent, you are on the right path in life. Your foundations have been laid. It's now your job to start building those structures of your life. If I do my job well, then I should be setting you free to fly the sky as a successful human being. I'm sure you'll continue to impress me with things like items that you build, like that kitty mansion, or the math that you show me after school that I have no clue how to do. I find it and I find you amazing. Your creativity, your concern for others, your looking to the future. You are amazing in everything you do. You have learned your lessons about failure well. Your choices have been first attempt in learning or failure, and you have always chosen first attempt in learning. You have learned to overcome your fears. Hey, she did it, right? Instead of fearing everything and running, you have faced everything and risen to be the shining star that you are. Galina, you are more than my daughter. You are my reason for being. You are my bestie, my best friend. You are my partner, my little munchkin midget. You are the most important thing in my life, and it has been my honor and privilege to help you along your path with the tools that you need. I have been there for you yesterday. I have been there for you today. I will be there for you tomorrow. Even when I am gone from this earth, the lessons that you have learned and that we have shared together will carry you forward with warmth and the tools that you need. There are no words that can express the depths of my love for you and my pride. Mazel tov on this wonderful achievement that you have worked so hard for. An achievement that you left a note for me saying that you didn't want to do. And an achievement where you have shown like no one else in our family ever has. Definitely beat me. Galina, you are now a Jewish adult. And as part of that, I hope that you maintain a Jewish household. Maybe not, a completely strictly Jewish household, but a Jewish household. As part of that, there are a few gifts that I would like to give to you. One, your own set of Shabbat candle holders. May the light from them shine and warm your heart for years to come. No, you don't open it now. 2, a challah board, so you have a place to celebrate Shabbat holidays with your future family. I hope to be able to fill this board with freshly baked challah for many years to come.
Better.
3, your Jewish name as a necklace. This needs to be close to your heart, as Judaism should be close to your heart. Judaism is more than a religion. It's more than just a set of values and a way of living. It's a community. Look around. Look at all these wonderful people, this wonderful community that supports you, and know that every time you use these gifts, you're thinking of them and thinking of your community, whether it's one people, 2 people, or an entire congregation like you see before you. I hope you find these gifts useful in your future and in your children's future, and hopefully in your children's future. Welcome to our community as an adult, and in your Jewish heritage, may you live long and prosper. I love you, you love me, we're a happy family. Just you and me, happy as can be, we're a happy family.
Your hands are so cold.
I love you. Mazel tov.
Mazel tov.
Did you want to say it?
Well, I mean, she stole my speech. That was exactly what I was going to say.
Yeah, right. Yeah, right.
That was good.
I don't know how that happened. It's exactly what I was going to say.
Yeah,
Can I take these for you and just give you a little more space up here? I'm not going.
Everyone here knows me and my little girl. And you probably know I'm a man of many words and wisdom. Maybe before your eyes. No, that's not me. That's not me, but I'm gonna have to read this from my phone, or I'm gonna turn an ocean of tears here, and even Moses we'll have a hard time pardoning them. So seriously, there's so many things that I want to say, but I really just don't have all the words to say them. So, gee, I'm amazed by you. You were this little tiny, helpless, but adorable baby once, very cute. And now you're becoming a beautiful, kind, and brilliant woman. That's a lot to take in, right before my eyes. I know more than anyone, we can thank your mother for 99% of it, but if I could just contribute 1%, it would thrill me beyond words can say. It would thrill me to endless matters. Because I can look at you and positively say that you are one of the best things in this world that happened to me. You have so much potential just in your pinky finger alone. I can't even imagine being so lucky. I know that you're going to change the world. I know you're going to make it more of a beautiful place. And I'm so proud that I get to have front row seat to watch you flourish.
Fantastic.
I love you more than anything today and the next day. And when we brought you home from the hospital, I didn't think that was possible. I love you more than anything. And thank everyone so much for coming here and sharing this day with us. Appreciate it so much.
Okay. Go back to your chair. I'm going to sing. Thank you for those beautiful words. I was asked to sing a real tearjerker song now, so I hope people can pull it together, or I can at least, to sing this. Is this the little girl I carry? Sorry, I'm in the wrong key. Is this the little girl I carry? Is this the little boy at play? I don't remember growing older. When did they? When did she get to be a beauty? When did she grow to be so tall? Wasn't it yesterday when she was small? Sunrise, sunset, sunrise, sunset, swiftly flow the days. Seedlings turn overnight to sunflowers, blossoming even as we gaze. Sunrise, sunset, sunrise, sunset, swiftly fly the years. One season following another, laden with happiness and tears. Now, Galina, I'm going to ask you to come up and you're going to hear yet another speech to you. Just put my guitar away.
Okay.
Well, Galina, we are so glad that your mom and you found our Beth Hillel booth at Gurney Days. I don't know how many years ago, but that's how you found us here. You have brought such energy and enthusiasm to Beth Hillel Temple and to our Beit Sefer Beth Hillel School. We all know that you and your mom are a team, as she spoke about this morning and how you have contributed together in so many ways to our congregation. I just have to stop for a minute and talk about your mom and what an incredible contributor and leader she is in our congregation. You're always there to help and to organize and to see what needs to be done and to do it. And as our events chair, I don't know now how we can do without you, because you have just taken it and to a whole new level. We thank you. And I know you're always right there with her,
Yeah.
Galina, whenever she's doing these things. But I want to talk about you alone, by yourself today, too. I really appreciate your love of learning and your sense of amazement and excitement when you learn something new, and how you celebrate your own accomplishments.
Yeah.
So I know that Haftarah, after the Haftarah blessing, was very tough to learn, right? You spent a lot of time on it with me, with Mira, with your classmates, and now it's your favorite prayer.
Yep.
Because it was hard, and it was a big accomplishment, and you mastered it. And I loved it when you said that that's your favorite prayer now, because I know at one time it was not your favorite prayer. It was hard. And I also noticed how you just loved the practice that we did in class of translating parts of the Torah. That was so fun for you, and you were so excited to do it, and it showed today in your translation that you read. Galina, we all know you are incredibly creative. You put so much creativity into gifts you make for people, games you create, cooking, parties, and it was really fun during COVID. COVID wasn't fun, but one of the fun things about it was the insights that we got into each other's lives by seeing their homes. And for you, I noticed your incredible love of animals, your menagerie at your house of so many animals, and especially your love of cats. I mean, we already knew about the cats before COVID and Zoom, but we got to meet the cats. Yes, Squeezely especially. You are an entrepreneur. You have your own little, I don't know, candy and cupcake business. I'm not sure what all you do.
Chocolate poop.
Chocolate, okay, excellent. Well, I have, some of these desserts that you create are really beyond description, and I know because I've been the beneficiary of some of them. So you have so many skills, and you keep adding to them. I know this summer you've gone to sailing classes many years, and now you're going to get to help be a teacher with the sailing, which is really amazing. I want to talk now about the piece of the Torah portion that you chose to talk about this morning. And I liked how you identified with Moses, and you really appreciated his struggle that he had in leading the people. And even his own siblings in the Torah portion don't really appreciate everything he's doing for the people, and you really spoke up about that. Everybody was trying to challenge him. It's hard to be the leader because everybody challenges what you're doing, right? And you know, life can be like that. And you mentioned in your speech a situation that you thought in your own life was kind of similar to that. I want to tell you a story today that is from Jewish tradition that's about two great painters. They were skilled artists. And I thought of it because you're such a wonderful artist. And the story is about a king who had a huge hall in his palace that he wanted decorated on both sides. And so he found two amazing artists in the kingdom, and he asked them each to paint one side. But he was very strict with them. He said, look, I don't want you to influence each other with your ideas. Just do your own thing on each side, and I'm putting a curtain down the middle so you won't be able to see what the other person is doing and influence them. And he gave them a year to create these amazing murals for the palace. So one of the artists was very industrious. He worked very, very hard. He sat for a long time with ideas, sketched out ideas, scratched some of them, came up with better ones, and just built it and made it better and better. And he thought about all of the characters from the Bible that he wanted to depict and all of the great values that human beings should have and hold up as their highest ideals. And he wanted to put that all into the mural, and he did. He'd spent days and weeks and months and hours of working on it and creating this amazing project. In the meantime, the other artist, who was equally, if not even more talented than the first artist, thought to himself, well, you know, I'll come around to it. I mean, I've got a year, so what's the rush? And he just kind of put it off, and he hung out with friends, and he partied, and he stayed up late, and he got up late in the morning, and he just, weeks went by, months went by, and then it was like the last week when they were supposed to reveal these two murals, and he had nothing. And so then he started to panic, and he's like, what am I going to do? I mean, he thought he was a genius, and because he was a genius, he could just come up with something at the last minute, but when it came to the last minute, he didn't have anything. And so then he had a brilliant idea. He went out and he bought some bright orange, not green, orange paint. And he painted that entire wall with this shiny orange paint so perfectly that it was like a reflection when you looked at it. It was almost like a mirror. The day of the reveal comes of the two paintings. The king brings his lords and ladies and all of the important people from the kingdom, and he takes them into the first hall with the amazing artist that spent time on it and created this mural of all these beautiful characters from the Bible and values, and it had such a beautiful message, and the people oohed and ahed. And then the king gave the order to have the curtain removed from the room. And they looked on the other side, and there was the exact same mural on the other side, because that artist had created a reflecting wall. And the king knew what had happened. But the people were like, at first, oohed and ahed, and like, it's an exact twin. How did that happen? And then the king ordered for 2 bags of gold to be brought and to be given as a reward to the first artist for his amazing work. And he had the bags dropped right in front of the amazing, industrious artist's mural. And then he turned to the other artist and said, and your reward is the reflection of these bags on your side. Yeah, smart king, right?
Yeah.
So, you know, many times in life, there are people who try to sabotage good leaders, hard workers, people who are doing the right thing. And sometimes they get their comeuppance, like in this story, right? Not always, unfortunately. But we who are working hard and doing the right thing and being creative and industrious, we stand up and we act in the right way. And this is what our tradition teaches, right? Remember when Moses, Miriam, and Aaron spoke up and Miriam got leprosy? Do you remember what Moses' response was?
He immediately started praying for healing for her.
Exactly. He prayed for healing for her. That's right. And this is what, he's our model, right? Not the people who complain or try to sabotage or say, oh, you're not good enough leader, or tricksters like this person in the story was, but to be the ones who say, even though you're like that, I'm still going to do the right thing. I'm going to act with decency and diligence and honesty. We need more of that in the world, right? And we need to keep putting it into the world. And Galina, as your dad said, I see you as someone who's going to put more of that into the world and make it a better place. And we just know that you will. And so I'm going to now ask God's blessings upon you as I ask you to stand with me in front of the ark and say the priestly benediction. Yevarechech Adonai v'yishmerech. May God bless you and keep you. Ya'er Adonai panav eleich v'chunech. May the light of God's presence shine upon you and be gracious to you. Yisa Adonai panav eleich v'yasem lach shalom. May the Spirit of God be lifted up over you and give you shalom, peace, and mazel tov. What does it say?
Just it's green.
And let's join together in singing Shehechianu, thanking God for giving us life, sustaining us, and enabling us to reach this very special moment. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam shehecheyanu v'kiyamanu higianu lazman hazeh. We continue now with Aleinu. We turn in our prayer books to page 586 at the bottom of the page, and we rise. Here on this side.
Aleinu l'shabeach la'adon hakol, l'teit gedula liotzer breshit, shelo asanu kigoye ha'aratzon, v'lo samanu kamishpachot ha'adama, shelo sam chelkenu hem, v'gor aleinu kechol hamona. Va'anachnu korim umishtachavim umardim lifnei melech malchei hamlachim hakadosh baruch hu. Please be seated. Page 589. Al ken nekavelecha Adonai Eloheinu lirot mehera betiferet uzecha letaken olam b'malchut Shaddai. Together, Adonai, how soon we hope to behold the perfection of our world, guided by a sacred covenant drawn from human and divine meeting. 591. V'ne'emar v'haya Adonai l'melech al kol haaretz bayom hahu yihye Adonai echad ushemo echad. We continue on 595. As I read a meditation prior to the Kaddish prayer, I invite those who are observing a yard site on this Shabbat or who have experienced the death of a dear one in recent weeks or months to rise during this meditation. There are stars up above, so far away we only see their light long, long after the star itself is gone. And so it is with people that we loved. Their memories keep shining ever brightly, though their time with us is done. But the stars that light up the darkest night, these are the lights that guide us as we live our days. These are the ways we remember. On this Shabbat at Beth Hillel Temple, we mark the yard sites of Suzanne Alexander, Nettie Goodman, Edith E. Lisberg, Gloria Mullen Manning, Abraham Rubenstein, Shyla Woolman, Louis Cohn, Dorothy Scheinbrud, Molly Supovitz, Tova Averbuch, Naomi Rosenberg, Ruby Shaffrin, and Myrtle Gordon. And we'd like to add to these names family members of the Solomon family. Sandra Gasser, great-aunt, Bruce Warrington, friend of the family, and Neil Solomon, grandfather. Zichronam livracha, may their memories serve as a blessing. We turn to page 598 and all rise for Kaddish. Yit gadal v'yit kadash shemei rabah, be'alma divarach yirutei v'yamlich malchutei, b'chayechon v'yomechon v'chayedecho beit Yisrael, ba'agala uvizman kari v'imeru amen. Yehei shemei rabah mevarach la'alam ulamei amaya, Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh,
V'yitadar v'yit'aleh v'yit'halal shemei dekudasha b'richu. La'ela min kol birchata v'shirata. Tushbechata v'nechemata. Da'amiran ba'alma v'imeru amen. Yehi shalama rabba min shemaya. V'chayim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imeru amen. Oseh shalom bimromav. Hu ya'aseh shalom. Aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'imeru. Amen. May the source of peace and peace to all who mourn and comfort all the bereaved among us, and let us say. Please be seated. At this time, I'll call upon the president of our Leadership Council, Todd Letvin, to share some announcements and presentations for Galina. And this is here about the gifts. Somewhere it tells about the gifts, if you need that.
That's okay. I got
It's
it.
here. Just can't get it to come apart.
Thank you. Mazel tov, Galina. What a wonderful service. A fantastic job. I don't think it surprised anyone that you did an amazing, fantastic job. You're such an enthusiastic learner. I remember from my time with the Sunday school that even when you didn't understand or know the prayers, your enthusiasm carried you. You were such a great learner, and it's no surprise to see how well you did today. So we have a few things to commemorate your special day. The first is a Kiddush cup. It's engraved with your name and today's date, and we hope that you'll use it to welcome in every Shabbat and all the Jewish holidays in the future.
Yeah.
Secondly, we have a certificate commemorating your special day. It's signed by the rabbi, myself, and your parents.
And me.
Yeah, and you can present it and display it proudly at home. Lastly, we have, on behalf of Nifty, a gift certificate toward travel to Israel on a North American Federation of Temple Youth gift certificate for $3,250 to be used towards a trip to Israel. So we hope that you can benefit from that and use it in the future. Mazel tov, and thank you for leading us in such a beautiful service. You can have a seat. Shabbat Shalom.
Lots of gifts.
On behalf of the Leadership Council of Beth Hillel Temple, I would like to extend a warm welcome to all who have joined us this Shabbat, either in person or on the live stream. Mazel tov to Galina and the entire family on her becoming a bat mitzvah today. All are welcome to join in a Kiddush in Galina's honor, hosted by her family following services 2 floors below. The blessings for bread and wine will be recited here in the sanctuary so that you can help yourself to challah, juice, or wine, and the rest of the reception when you reach the social hall. Don't forget the temple's annual meeting tomorrow at 10 a.m. A potluck brunch is included. You can also join on Zoom, but only those who are present can participate in the silent auction offered by the Leadership Council. Members will be honored for their service to the temple. The annual report was sent to each member via email yesterday. Other temple information is found at the temple website. An e-news with current information was sent on Thursday. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom. We're going to conclude with a song that Galina chose, which is not in our prayer book, but it does have a chorus that everyone can sing. It's just hey-a-ho. And then a lot of the words are, it's a call and response, so you can repeat after us. Hey-a, 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 hey-a-ho. Hey-a, 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 hey-a-ho. Hey-a, 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 hey-a-ho. Adama v'shamayim, chom ha'esh, tzil ha'mayim. אני מרגיש זאת בגופי, ברוחי ונשמתי. hey-a-ho, hey-a, 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 hey-a-ho. Hey-a, 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 hey-a-ho. Hey-a, 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 hey-a-ho. La Love the earth,
Love the earth,
love the wall, love the sky. Sorry, heat of fire,
feel the fire,
rush of water. I can feel it in my body, in my spirit, in my soul. Hey ho, hey 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 ho, hey 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 ho, hey 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 ho. And we're going to continue now with those blessings that Todd talked about, page 604 in your prayer book. Please rise. This is the shower. Hold on, get it for you.
V'shamru v'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat la'asot et ha-Shabbat l'dorotam berit olam.
Beni uvein b'nei Yisrael, oti leolam, oti leolam.
V'shamru v'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat la'asot et ha-Shabbat l'dorotam berit olam.
Ki sheshet yamim asa Adonai et hashamayim ve'et haaretz.
V'shamru v'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat la'asot et ha-Shabbat l'dorotam berit olam.
Uvayom hashvi'i Shabbat vayinafash, Shabbat vayinafash, Shabbat vayinafash.
V'shamru v'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat la'asot et ha-Shabbat l'dorotam berit olam. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen.
Amen. L'chaim.
I'm good.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu
melech
haolam hamotzi lechem min take a piece.
Right.
B'te'avon. Shabbat Shalom.